This is Roger coming from the MSC Mission Office, and you're with Mission Alive. And through the Mission Office, we have many stories that we could tell. And I'll try and give you some of those stories today. Sometimes we get phone calls, sometimes we get emails that come in. Mostly we get the applications for funding coming in, so I've got many of those. And I'll just run you through a few of them to give you an idea. Before I go any further, on Saturday morning we have a special Mission Alive with Father Alan Neville, MSC, who is in South Sudan, trying to repair and restart what is a community university offering tertiary level. So watch for that on Sunday. It's a bit long. It's 12 minutes. But I'll split it in half and show it again in two sections during next week. Just this morning from Papua New Guinea, I had a little notice come in on WhatsApp, and it says, the Papua New Guinea Highland Diocesan Caritas coordinators held a meaningful consultation in Mount Hagen on the way forward against sorcery accusation-related violence. This is an ongoing problem, particularly in the Highland regions, and particularly in Mount Hagen, Enga, and Southern Highlands. So this is a body the Diocesan Caritas coordinators met. Some years ago, while I was still in Papua New Guinea, they hosted a meeting for that in Mendi in Southern Highlands. And I happened at the time to have our community animation service extended national team in at Hagen. So I took them all up there. There was about 6 of us. We attended that. What it is a form of sorcery there called Sanguma, which originates in another part of the Highlands, and it's a rather complex system of sorcery. And the worst part of it is, in its modern form, is innocent people are accused of sorcery, of Sanguma, and they are often killed, and killed rather violently. And that's particularly women who are accused. And that can be pretty violent, dreadful sort of stuff. Now, at that meeting in Mendi, which was 2017 or around that time, there were representatives from all the churches, from government departments, particularly health, education, and the police were there, and it was a pretty full discussion of all the issues involved. And one of the difficulties for the police is that there is no evidence of anything. There's only an accusation. Particularly a woman, she might be out at night, might have gone to the toilet or something, and she's seen out in the dark, and therefore they think she's up to no good with sorcery. So she's accused and often killed. And some people rather heroically rescue people from the situation. Now, the person accused might be surrounded by, dozens of men with axes and spears and all kinds of things. And there was one particular young woman who she just went into the middle of it and rescued a woman from that situation, took her straight to the police station for safety, I think. So this is an ongoing issue, and the Catholic Church, the diocese, are seeking to address it. So we can think of that. Now a few other applications that have come in. One from our MSC in Kiribati. Sorry, not Kiribati, in Fiji for the Pacific, for seminary fees for 8 seminarians. And this is paying off in a sense, because I've had this year 1 ordination to the priesthood, and a second one is waiting next month in Chuck, the island of Chuck in Micronesia. So that pays off in terms of educating young men towards the priesthood. And that's one that we support on a regular basis. We have a number of water projects in India, particularly in Bangalore, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu, and these are mostly for a bore well, a pump, and a tank with all the requisite pipes and wiring and things. Another one from India, also for formation of priests, and Father Darwin, the Superior, writes, training to be an MSC priest is a long process with over 1 decade involving spiritual, intellectual, pastoral and personal formation. Program takes up to 10 to 12 years, depending on the candidate's qualifications. So they require of the candidates that they have a certain level of education. This reminds us, in places like Australia years ago, we used to have minor seminaries, which would take young men through to grade 12, and then they would begin the process of formation. The whole formation is divided as pre-novitiate formation, which would be that higher level education, secondary level education, graduation in philosophy, novitiate and post-novitiate pastoral year, and graduation in theology. So it seeks to be balanced to get the proper academic qualification, but also a pastoral year after the novitiate. So we often fund those sorts of projects, and again, that produces, in the end, well-qualified priests. And in India, I think now, when I was there, they said they have over 70 priests ordained, and they're spread in many parts of India. And we would hope next year at our general chapter in Rome that what we call now the Indian Union will become a province, will become a full province. So that'll be a big step forward for the MSC world in that way. So I'm just looking here. There's some more water projects in India in different places. So we do a lot of them, and as I said before, when I was there and inspected some of the projects, the people are really, 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 really very grateful for the assistance of getting fresh water. So we have fresh water, it's more easily accessible, and we have better health because they're drinking good, clean water. In many places I tasted the water, it was really, really nice, pure water. And they kept saying to me, thank the people of Australia for the funding this water. So I hand on that thanks to everybody and ask you to continue to support us in these works because it does make a big difference to people. Same with the formation of seminarians. It gives them a proper education to be priest, and it puts more men out into the field to take care of the people in all their different needs. Now there's one here from Papua New Guinea. Again, it's for water. There's a bit of a story to it, which I might read. It's in New Britain, in a place called Mai, Holy Family Parish. It's on the north coast of New Britain, in the West New Britain province. The parish was established in 1969 by the Mission of Sacred Heart, and a pioneer priest from Germany, Father Berger, was the first priest in charge, and it has been looked after by MSC till today. It is like everything that gets old, so needs to be replaced for better and for good use. So again, we find many of our mission places, houses, tanks, many things fall down, deteriorate, and need replacing or repair. So the priest house, the tank of the priest house is so old that it cannot hold much water because of the leaking around the middle fitting joint. Broken gutters, so we don't get enough water in there to fill it up. So there's 10 occupants living in the house at this moment. And the parish of Mai is a major centre for MSC, so not everybody living there is involved in the parish. They have other works. And they depend on rainfall for drinking, and this is worse when we have a dry spell, as the rain runs out and the tank panel doesn't hold very much anyway. So we're seeking financial incentive from MSC Mission Office to assist with the purchase of 2 9,500 litre tanks and 1 500 litre tank. The 500 litre tank will be a header tank up on the roof, so pump up to there, and it's reticulated down to the rest of the house. So the surrounding community will also benefit from that. So there's some a bit of a rundown of some of the projects that we get through the office here. We assess these and decide how much money we've got available to fund things, and decide where to put them, and try to balance that with different countries. Place like India, there's always many requests for bore wells. Papua New Guinea and the Pacific get more requests for rainwater tanks, and right across the board there are many demands, and there's a great need for clean water, as well as there's a great need for assisting youth, a great need for health. So continue to support us in these works, and we go ahead with the mission that has been given to us. So thank you for joining us.